Hey guys, my name is Hillary with Barbell Acres, and today I'm bringing to you how I cut and process our beef liver so I can just take it raw and why my family loves it so much. Okay, I feel like if you haven't heard of beef liver at this point, you have been living under a rock. I feel like it's all the craze on the internet and on Instagram. I saw it several years ago and was very hesitant at first. I did buy it and I cooked it and I just was like, I can't do this. It tastes too bad to eat on a regular basis. It's really high in protein and it's pretty low in fat, so I wanted to like it. Plus, you know, you hear all the benefits of it, but I just couldn't tolerate it. So then I tried taking it raw and in like little bits, and my husband could not handle that. He just found it disgusting. So he still grills his and just eats it in the morning, just like an ounce or two serving. I just eat it raw. So I kind of was converted when I did it raw, and I found like it was much more palatable. It basically goes down like a pill. So that is how I choose to take it. So today that's what I'm doing. I'm going to show you how I basically cut it and I freeze it. If you're going to take it raw, though, I will say you can, a lot of times I've heard that it's good to keep it frozen in your freezer 2 weeks before you plan to eat it, just to kill off any pathogens. So that's what I typically choose to do. How I source my beef liver is I got a cow at the beginning of the year. So we've been kind of working through that. We got a ton of liver with that. And I do get it at my local Amish market, and I know it's 100% grass-fed, so I trust it, the quality of it while I'm eating it raw. You really want to make sure, I think, when you're eating it raw that it is the highest quality you can find. Thankfully, it's a really inexpensive cut of meat, so it's not like you're spending, you know, on sirloin or filet mignon. It's pretty inexpensive. So most people kind of don't want this cut, and a lot of butchers will just dispose of it, the organ meats. So you can definitely take the desiccated powder of it, the desiccated pill form of liver. A lot of companies offer it. I know Perfect Supplements has a really high quality one. And I have done that in the past, but I find that it's a lot cheaper, especially when I'm trying to invest in other supplements, to just get the beef liver itself. Like I said, it's such an inexpensive cut that to me, it just makes sense to take it raw. It's not a big deal. And like I said, I feel like I'm taking a pill, eating an ounce at night. So the reason that I think there is such a craze around beef liver, I kind of thought it was something like kale or just, you know, like one of those fake superfoods that you hear all the time, like chia seeds when I first heard about it, and I was like, okay, it'll die down. But when I started taking it for myself, I really did notice a difference. Instantly, I felt like I had more energy. It's just, there's no denying that it has such a high amount of different nutrients. Like I said, it is high in protein, but it goes way beyond the macronutrient makeup of it. It has tons of bioavailable B12, has tons of bioavailable retinol, which is normally you see in plant-based forms, which is like the beta carotene in carrots. This is, you know, our body doesn't have a hard time synthesizing it. It can turn it into, you know, available retinol right away, and it's great. Retinol specifically is great for aging, it's great for our eyes, it stimulates the production of collagen, and it just all around is helpful for our skin and just energy production in general. It also has different values, different things like selenium that kids have a hard time getting in other food. And like I said, it is high in B12 and iron, especially if you struggle with anemia or irregular periods as a female. There's just no denying that it has so many benefits to it. So anyway, I'm a firm believer in taking it. And like I said, if you don't like the taste of it like me, then you can take it raw and really not notice too much of a difference. So I'm gonna get right into it. So this is the beef liver. It's super bloody. So this was in the freezer for, like I said, several weeks actually, because I got this one from the market, but I do have a bunch still from the cow that I got. So it'll just stay in the freezer until I'm ready. I do like to have it thawed a little bit. It doesn't necessarily need to be completely thawed, but I do like to thaw a little bit, just easier to cut. So I'm gonna open this up, show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so that is what I have it cut down to. Doesn't need to be like never not touching at all, but as long as it's pretty broken up and somewhat spaced out, it'll be good. So I'm gonna throw this in the freezer. Doesn't actually take as long as you think, maybe about an hour to fully freeze, and then I'll check back with you. Okay, so I have the beef liver. It's been about an hour. It's nice and frozen, so I'm gonna put you down and show how I store it. So I just have a glass container. I put some parchment paper down. And I just make layers, so. And that's how I store it then. When I'm ready to take some for the day, I just take it out of the container. I measure out 1 ounce. So not a huge serving, should look like about that. So I only personally take 1 ounce. You of course can do whatever you want. Husband takes about 2 ounces a day, eats about 2 ounces. But yeah, whatever works for you. But I found that this is completely sufficient for me. And I like to, you can take it like this. It's pretty hard, of course, so you have to cut it up a little bit to take it like a pill. I let mine kind of thaw a little bit. So I'll set it out for probably about 10 minutes and wait till it thaws a little bit, just so it kind of isn't so thick when I'm going to swallow it. And so I'm just going to leave it here, covered, and then I'll check back in 10 minutes. So it's kind of softened down to that. So, and then you can cut it up into smaller pieces, like very, very petite. But yeah, I just grab a few pieces at a time, kind of like pills. Liver. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap that up there. So that is just one of the many reasons why we love beef liver. And I feel like when you're taking it this way, when you're taking it raw, it's almost kind of like a pill in my mind. I don't notice that it's raw, and you just basically take it with a drink of water. I try to have 1 ounce every night, right before I go to bed. And yeah, I a lot of times drink that down with some raw milk or just some water. And yeah, that is basically my supplement routine with beef liver. It's pretty simple. I just like measure out 1 ounce a night and it seems to do the trick. I really have noticed a big difference with it though, as opposed to other like superfoods I added in the past and never noticed anything. So anyway, thank you for following along. Let me know if you try it and if you notice any difference yourself. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day.